Hey guys, what's going on? Mcoc here, and today we have a quick Ant-Man showcase in Battlegrounds. So to start, I started out the season using the recoil tree, and I later pivoted to not using the recoil tree. So you guys will see a couple fights at the start with the recoil tree active. I realize it's not the biggest advantage, although it helps some champs. The champs I normally run, it's not going to make a huge difference, but the recoil tree is actually usable in this meta, surprisingly. You just have to have a deck built for it, and I don't. So that was Bishop, nuke down in like 30 something seconds. Next up we have Shuri here, and it's just the same strategy here. So with future Ant-Man in this Battlegrounds meta, you want to drop your special 2 when they have 2 bars of power. I don't know what that heavy attack was there, but we'll just ignore me eating that heavy attack. But with future Ant-Man, he does a really good job dealing with the nodes, because you could play him without pairing the opponent. You could just block bait openings, because when you have Surging Swarm active, they're more aggressive, meaning they'll throw heavies more commonly than not. So he's just really good, and his power control is great, so you can line up your special 2 pretty easily with theirs and not really have to risk them going red when you launch your special 2, because it will likely kill them. But this fight here was kind of sketchy because I didn't know exactly how to go about doing this fight here against Mango. I wanted to rely on my power control, but I also know that Mystic Dispersion could be shooting this guy red quite frequently. So what I just wanted to do was try to lock him down as best as I can. This fight actually would have been a lot cleaner if I had the recoil tree off. So we're just going to keep trying to lock this dude down. What I should have done here was drop my striker, get my striker opening, then launch my special 2, because the passive power detonation came up. But this fight is pretty much over with in less than a minute, and he would have been finishing the health pretty close to full health if I didn't have the recoil tree. So I thought that was pretty cool. Next up we have Bishop without the recoil tree active. This is when I pivoted to my normal mastery setup, and I saw a significant jump in my win rate increase. But the strategy is the same here. You don't really have to trigger Conflictor, but you can also use it to shoot the opponent to their special 2 to make it easier for your special 2 to KO them. But right here, we wanted to land 1 Disintegrate. This was early on when I had just started turning off the recoil tree, so I didn't know how much damage my specials would be doing. But you'll quickly see here, once I drop this special 2, the first hit pretty much took him out. The first hit dealt like 55,000 damage total. So I learned pretty quickly that you do not need to go for your special 1 into special 2 regardless. Next up we have Kitty here. He actually works really good for Kitty because he keeps her aggressive, so she's not going to dash back as often, and she's going to throw heavies more frequently, which is what you want to do for openings against Kitty. You don't really want to parry her all too often, because she'll gain prowess, then she'll start phasing. But Ant-Man pretty much handles her pretty well. Right here, drop the special 2, and boom, she's gone. So less than a 30-second fight there. Pretty nuts if you ask me. He's just a beast in this meta. There's a lot of champs who have like 30-second fight potentials, like Mole Man is one of them. If you guys haven't seen Nagase's channel, he's been posting some cool Battleground stuff. He posted a video on Mole Man taking down fights in like 30 seconds. So it's a lot of it's due to the node, but I do think future Ant-Man and other metas without huge attack rating increases will still be dealing tons of damage. It'll just be special 1 into special 2 to finish out the opponent. But right here, we line up our special 2 just before he gets to his special 2, so we don't really close him out as quickly as I would have wanted to. But as long as you dex the last hit of Baron Zemo's special 2, pretty much good to go. And yeah, that was Baron Zemo down pretty quickly. I could have avoided block damage if I lined up the special 2 better, but yeah. Next up we have Ebony Maw. I'm really happy with this one because I just thought this one was just nuts. So what I'm doing here is purposely not building up my armors too fast, because up to the first 5 armor ups you gain, they are paused indefinitely, and then the future ones you'll gain them and they'll fall off every 4 seconds. They fall off 1 at a time. But what I wanted to do there was to avoid Mystic Dispersion so I could line up my special 2 there, and yeah, it worked perfectly. That was Really nice fight, if you ask me. I don't know if I would do it outside of this meta because you can't really line up that kill shot against Maw as easily, but it worked pretty well. Next up, we have Quicksilver, and I'm sure you guys have started catching on to the strategy here with all these fights. Line up your special 2 when they have 2 bars of power, and you'll delete them off the face of the game. It's pretty nuts. And I'll show you some fights later on where I fail to line it up with their 2 bars of power and I drop it with just 1 bar of power on them, and I deal way less damage. But like right here, Quicksilver is done after I launch the special 2. The Fury passive is just nuts. It's a 200% Fury, and yeah, it's just wild. So that was a really high score against Quicksilver. Next up, we have Havoc. This is a rank 4 Havoc from my buddy Nahorn. So thank you, Nahorn, for running some duels with me. He really helped me get this footage. He was at Target actually placing defenders for me so I could practice and get these clips out for you guys. But Nah did want me to tell you guys that he has inequity enabled on his masteries. But since we're baiting heavy so frequently, and you know, we drained his power initially from our an encroaching power detonation. Can't even finish talking. And we killed him so fast that just inequity didn't matter. He didn't gain any, or I didn't gain any plasma debuffs on myself, or the whatever they're called, the build-up debuffs. And lastly, we have my buddy PWF's rank 4 APOC. And thank you, PWF, for getting me this footage, because I really wanted to get an APOC for this showcase here. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the showcase. I have 2 more clips afterwards from my streams, so I will not be voicing over those because I already have voiceover for my stream. So if you guys do enjoy the video, consider hitting like, consider subscribing if you're new, and check out the description of this video for the mentioned creators that you guys can check out. I have Nagase, PWF, and Nahorn linked in the description of this video. So right there, just wanted to point out to you guys that the special 2 is not a guaranteed kill shot if you can't line it up with them being at 2 bars of power. If he was at 2 bars of power there, then we would have landed the KO. But that's pretty much it for this apocalypse. It just was a little bit longer than we wanted to, but in other metas, I think we would have KO'd him if we went special 1, special 2. So thank you guys. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of these stream clips, and see you guys for the next video stream. Peace out. All right, let's go, Bo. Let's go, buddy. All right. Beta heavy. Okay. Intercept. Okay. Nice. Yeah, that worked. I mean, if she's played right, she can be fine there. Parry. Yep. Okay. Nice. Nice. Okay. I mean, that's fine. I mean, it could have been better if I didn't get clipped, but again, I'll cover it in my utility showcase that I do with him. There are not many champs who can take hits from Weapon X while he's Berserk and survive. Nimrod can if he's in the correct mode. Sentinel can if he's fully ramped. But outside of that, there aren't many champs. Absorbing Man probably could too in Uru form. But outside of that, like eating a combo from Weapon X while he's in Berserk is like something champs just don't do. And that's something future Ant-Man can do. So like, if we go back here, go to the info, I received 6 total hits, so you know, it's just a cool little showcase of how tanky he is with his SIG ability. I don't think it's broken, because you could still easily die in certain scenarios. But it's just really cool that we have like an in-between from like champs who can't take any hits from Weapon X, and then, you know, like Sentinel's up here, most champs are down here, and like future Ant-Man is like right in the middle.